Welcome to Divine Earth School, the place where high achievers and spiritual seekers come to embrace, embody, and express their divinity, where I talk all things health, wellness, life, business, and spirituality. So let's dive in. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is RachaelAlexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual life and business coach with flair. And today I wanted to talk about what to do when you feel out of alignment. So I'm going to give you 5 simple tips, 5 simple steps to help you get back into feeling like you're in alignment. First of all, welcome. If you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat. And let's get this started. Oh, and first, before I dive in, I'm having a masterclass this Sunday, all about how to be more kind to yourself, especially when you don't feel you deserve it or you don't feel like it. Definitely check out that link in the description. I'll put that in the description box below after this video. So let's dive into this content. So when we talk about alignment, right? One of the things, what does alignment even mean, right? Because it kind of feels like a woo-woo word. I use it a lot. But for me, I'm defining alignment as feeling like you're in tune, feeling like you're in sync, feeling like you're in harmony with your mind, your body, and your spirit, and your soul, right? Feeling like everything is congruent. So when I talk about alignment, I'm meaning congruency in your mind, your body, your spirit, in your life and situational circumstances, right? Where you feel at peace, you feel at ease, and everything feels congruent, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about alignment. How do you get back into alignment when you feel out of alignment, okay? So the first thing is to recognize usually when you feel out of alignment is because you have a lot of stuff going on in the monkey mind to some degree, or you're feeling a lot of tension in the body, right? Maybe the mind isn't busy, but you're feeling a lot of unresolved emotions or unresolved energy in your body that hasn't been addressed yet, right? So the first step that you want to do is to declutter your mind or declutter your emotions, right? So step 1 is declutter your mind. And the reason why you want to declutter your mind is, in how you do that is, get out that good old, journal and make sure you can write down your emotions, write down your thoughts and feelings, write down all the things that are plaguing you, all the things that are worrying you, the things that are on your mind, that you have like a million things going on in your mind, but you don't have it somewhere where you can see it. The energetic component of exercise of writing down all the things that are freaking you out allows you to kind of take that weight off your shoulder and be able to see what's available, what needs to be addressed, what you can do, what you need to leave alone, right? So declutter your mind or declutter your emotions. What are the emotions that are attached to these thoughts and feelings and stuff like that, right? Sensations, right? And then the second step is to just breathe, right? Now that you've decluttered your mind, you've written down everything that you need that has been plaguing you, you've written down all the worries and the fears and the things that are just kind of jumbled up in there. Just breathe for a moment, and you can do that with me now. Just take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do it 3 times minimum. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can do that for as long as you want. But the reason why you want to breathe is because what you're doing is you're starting to re-regulate your nervous system, right? So when your nervous system is out of whack, it's deregulated, you want to get it back into regulation. You want it to get back into sync. And when you're sort of taken over by the monkey mind or fear or energetic resistance, right? Breathing helps you to just get present in the moment and tap into your innate divine power in this now moment versus always future projecting or worrying about the past and all the other stuff, right? So second step, breathe. Third step is to determine, now that you have this list of thoughts, emotions, fears, carries, worries, all that good stuff. Now determine what you can do. What are the things, put a star by the things that you can actually do something about, right? If you can't do anything about them, cross them out, right? Like if you're worried about the war in another country, you know, are you going to go do something about that? If that is that something that you're actively doing something about? If that's not, then cross out the list, right? If you're worried about, you know, what somebody else thought of you, cross that off the list. You can't control what other people think about you, right? So what you want to do is just put a star next to the things that you have control over and cross out the things that you don't have control over, right? And the reason why you want to do that is so that you can start to feel more in control of your life rather than feeling like you're a victim, rather than feeling like you're in overwhelm, a state of overwhelm, right? And when you get out of that sort of victim mentality, you start to feel more empowered. You start to feel, okay, I can handle this. All is not wrong. Like I can handle what I can handle, and I leave the rest to God. I leave the rest to the universe. I leave the rest to my higher self, my divine team, whatever you believe in, right? So that's step number 3, is to determine what you actually can do and release. And then the 4th tip is to release the rest, right? Release the things that you can't do anything about, right? So that's the 4th tip. And then the 5th and final tip is to start to cultivate trust, and by giving the mind proof. And what I mean by that is cultivating trust in what, right? Trust in what? What do I mean by saying trust? So cultivating trust, what I mean by that is by simply recognizing that a lot of times when we're feeling overwhelmed or we're feeling out of alignment is because we're not seeing our lives through the perspective of source. We're not seeing our lives through the perspective of our higher selves. We're not seeing our lives through the perspective of our souls, right? Remember that we are predominantly spirit. We are predominantly divine beings, right? And we're having a little blip of a moment time on this planet called Earth, right? And most of the time when we're feeling out of alignment or we're feeling an overwhelm or our monkey mind is going crazy, we've completely dropped fully into our humanhood, which is natural and normal. This is part of what we come to explore, but we've completely sort of not disconnected, but we've tuned out of our divinity. We've tuned out of our intuition. We've tuned out of our innate wisdom, our inner guru that's always there, right? And so how you start to cultivate your trust in your intuition, trust in your higher self, whatever word resonates with you, is that you start to give your mind proof, right? So whatever the worry is, you know, let's say you've determined that, you know, I'm trying to think of an example. I want to go back to the example that I used yesterday when I talked about blowing up at your kids, if you have children or whatever, and you blew up at your kids and you're worried about that, right? What you can do, right, in that moment, start to cultivate trust in your intuition that you won't do that again, right? You can cultivate sense and peace and ease in how you interact with your children, especially when you feel frustrated or you feel overwhelmed or maybe you're too tired or whatever, right? So how you do that is you give yourself your mind proof. And the example of that is, think of all the times where you interacted with your kids where the interaction was pleasant, loving, compassionate, fun, exciting, passionate, right? Think about those times. So instead of focusing in on the one time where you acted out or you did something that you regret, start to focus in on the moments and the times where you did have good moments, right? And you can, you know, make amends and stuff like that, do whatever you feel is best. But what you're doing is you're giving the mind proof that all is well, right? Because we have a tendency to focus on what's not going right, which only perpetuates more and more of that. So giving your mind proof that all is well in whatever situation or thing that you have control over allows you to start to move more and more in that direction that all is well. Starts to move more and more in the direction of gratitude, appreciation. Starts to move more and more in the direction of alignment, where you feel alignment, where you feel peace, where you feel congruent, and you don't feel like you've done something wrong or the world is against you or whatever it is that you're feeling, right? So those are the 5 steps that I wanted to come on here quickly and share. Let's do a quick recap. First of all, we talked about what alignment is, and I sort of defined that alignment for me means congruency, feeling congruent in your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then I talked about the 5 steps, and the first step was to declutter your mind and your emotions, get it all out on paper. Step 2 is to breathe, start to re-regulate your nervous system, right? Because if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling, out of alignment, is because a lot of times you're just caught up in your monkey mind and you're not centered and focused in the present moment. The third step is to determine what you can do, right? And, put a star by the things that you have control over. And the fourth step is to cross out the things that you don't, release the rest of the things that you don't have control over. And then the fifth step is to cultivate trust in your intuition, your higher self, your soul, and start to try to see your life through the perspective of your higher self versus always looking at your life through the lens of, oh, I'm just a human and I'm a victim and all these bad things are happening to me, right? So those are the 5 tips. And you cultivate your trust by giving the mind proof, right? So those are the 5 tips. And hopefully this has been helpful to you in some way, form, or fashion. If it has, let me know which tip in the comments below that you resonated most with. I would love to hear from you guys. And also, I just wanted to reiterate that I am having a free masterclass this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put a link in the description box below, all about how to be more kind to yourself, especially when you feel like you don't deserve it. Starting today, 5 simple steps that you can start to do. We're going to be covering a whole lot more, so definitely check out that link in the description box below. And if you are ready, one of the things that the main thing that I help my clients do is really to ditch self-sabotage, self-doubt, people-pleasing, and perfectionism, and get back into the state of alignment, right? And get back into the state of feeling in control and centeredness. And we do that through my unique system that I've created called the alignment map. And if that is something that you are looking to implement in your life and to feel more in control of your life and feel like you're moving towards your dreams, but you don't feel overwhelmed by doing so, where you're starting to self-actualize who you really want to be, then definitely go ahead and book a call with me at divineearthschool.com/call to see how we can help you in our thriving program, our group coaching program. Definitely check that out and visit us at divineearthschool.com/call to book a call with us. And as always, remember to flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and experience. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive, what you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.